Ready, Mike. You let me know.
Okay, you're recording.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for attending. Call the meeting to order, please, with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. All right, let's get this thing rolling here. Update on the
I don't
agenda.
have any. Nothing.
Anybody? Bill, Heather, anything?
Nada.
Nada.
Nothing today.
Nothing.
It's
Sweet.
an easy week. It's an easy week, Mike. There's nothing on the agenda
Well,
tonight.
that's what
It's
you
simple,
say, but
simple,
we're not
simple.
done this until we're done. Okay.
Well, there is that.
Okay. Any public comment, please? And I don't see anyone here and nobody out on the. Okay, not. We'll move on to our project updates, Mike.
Okay, this is going to be the most exciting part of the meeting.
Good.
So, um, so I got good news and I got bad news. We got the underground storage tank at the old town garage was removed. And we're still waiting for results on if there's any real contamination we have to deal with. And we actually came in under budget for that part of the project. I was kind of excited. I was like, oh, it's I put 10,000 in the budget as a placeholder because we had no idea what it was going to cost. Well, it turns out that was $6,000. And I was like, yes. But now we have to get rid of 850 gallons of gasoline contaminated water that was inside that tank. And that's about $10,000. So we're going to be over on that, but we'll be fine. We'll deal with it. But I've got a company. We've signed a contract with them already, so we're moving on with that. So they're going to come and suck all of that stuff out of the drums over there and get rid of everything that's over there. There will be another cleanup cost to that, but we don't know what it is yet because it depends on what the state says, and it's based upon the testing, and that's all the soil that was removed that was around the tank. That they haven't come back with what we have to do with it yet. Right now, it's just sitting there under a tarp. So more to come on that one.
I hope that's the bad news.
That's the bad news. That was the bad news. Yeah, that was the worst of it. That we were going to have that extra cost for cleanup, but. And
right.
Depending upon if there turns out to be more contamination or anything than that, there is a program from the state, but right now we're not going to qualify for it. It's not a big enough cleanup cost. So,
Mike thought that was your good news.
Yeah, no, that's the bad news. That was the worst of the news. That we're just we got an extra $6,000 in cost that we don't have in the budget, but we kind of expected we would have that cost at some point. I just didn't know how much.
In our policy, the bad news first.
Yes, yeah, I put that one right at the top.
That's okay. That's fine. It is what it is.
Oh, well, if you want the other kind of, it's not really bad news, but it is costly. Is the steps at the park going down to the beach. Bruce fixed what was rotted away right now. He replaced the treads on the stair, and so it was a minuscule cost for that right now. But we are going to have to replace both sets of stairs probably next year, and so we're going to have to include that in the budget for next year. It's still not. We're looking at somewhere in the $3,000 range to replace the two sets of steps. So it's not horrific, but that is another cost we're going to have to put in the budget for next year. And he's talked to me about adding a third staircase that would actually make our walking path complete. So it's actually a loop as opposed to just kind of dead ending nowhere. So that would be add an extra $1,500. So it's something we can talk about when we get to budget time this year. But
is that something we can build ourselves, Mike? And we
yes.
just
Yeah. Bruce can build that. Yeah, we don't have to.
You don't believe that could be a possible liability, and we maybe should do that? I mean, I haven't been over there.
He fixed it for now. He fixed anything that was rotted for now, but it's just old. I mean, it needs to be. They're fine for this year. He checked every other thing, and nothing else is loose or crumbling away or anything like that. But when you look at it, you can tell it's due. So we'll put that in the budget for next year to upgrade those, because he said they'll be fine for this year, but it's something we have to address.
Perfect.
The HVAC project in Town Hall is moving along. They've not run into any issues so far, which is a good thing. We are working, I think I told you guys last time that we are having to do a major electrical upgrade to Town Hall as part of that project. And so that is with Vermont Electric Co-op right now is doing the engineering work on that. And they had to get from our water and sewer department, they need to know where the lines are back there so they don't dig into them when they replace the pole. So that is moving forward. The electrical upgrades of that should all be covered by the MERP grant. So we shouldn't get any additional cost to the town.
That's nice.
So wastewater treatment facility, you guys are gonna have a lot of documents to sign coming up on that. So we have reached the $2.145 million cap for the USDA loan. And so we have to close that loan in order to access their $1.7 million in grant funding. And that's a whole process that goes with that. And it's pretty involved. I'm working with our bond attorney to get all the paperwork in place for that and to kind of walk USDA through it. There's nobody there that has really done this now. I mean, everybody's gone that was there when we started this project. And so he's been real helpful in working with them, but it's something there's going to be documents for that. USDA did bring up that we're going to need to redo our loan probably with CWSRF, which is the final funding source in this, because right now our project does not show it being fully funded because we had where they had to redesign the foundation last fall was a big change order for $500,000, which was more than what our contingency was. And so I kind of knew this was coming. I was hoping we would get closer to the end because I don't think we're actually going to have to borrow all of it. And I didn't want to redo the loan documents for nothing, but we're going to have to redo the loan documents, hopefully for nothing, because we'll have to go up to what our maximum borrowing capacity is so that we show as being fully funded for USDA. So it's a paperwork kind of thing. We have just over $500,000 capacity left underneath our bond without having to go back to a new bond vote, and that's more than what we need. So we should be secure on that, but that'll be a whole nother set of loan documents that you guys will have to sign, and it'll, big, long, drawn out process where this is the messy part of that project when it comes to funding, because everybody's got a little piece of it left over at the end, and I have to get everybody to pay. And, we're going to run up against the fact that we only have, a $3.8 million line of credit at the bank, and we're holding 2.2 of it's already filled up with the USDA loan amount. So it's when you see me stressed, you'll know what it is. I'm trying to juggle all these financing people and keep them in progress, because the expenses are going to come really quick at the end here because it's June. They're supposed to be done in September. So we got some big bills coming at the end here that we're going to have to be able to pay for. So,
how much of that amount of the foundation is the company going to pick up because they did it wrong?
Well, there's about $80,000 in engineering costs that I've not agreed to pay. We have to pay the construction costs because it's our building. We actually had to build it, but the design work, yes, no, I did not agree to their change order. And I won't, because that was their mistake, not ours. So maybe a battle in the future, but we'll deal with it when that comes up. Park project. I finally got the final plans from the engineers a couple days ago. Actually, they got them at the beginning of this week, but then they had the bench that they proposed was not the kind of bench that any of us had talked about. It was way more of a city kind of bench. It was aluminum with a back and had it was very modern looking, and it didn't really fit with the aesthetic that everybody was kind of looking for, country park kind of bench. So I went and looked up, a bench that I thought is what we were all looking for. I sent it back to him. I talked to Jean at the hardware store because she wanted a teak bench. Well, you can't get teak for a municipal park. It's just not that's a house thing. It's not something they put in parks unless you're in a really super high-end park. and have lots and lots of money. So I found it looks like it, but it's not it. And it's way more durable. So the engineer is speccing that out, and then it'll be going to bid. So that's moving along. The painting project, I have to get a hold of him. He was supposed to start this week, but I don't think the weather forecast is looking like he's going to be painting in the next week and a half at least. So, which is not a bad thing because the heating and air conditioning people are still working, and we kind of need them finished and out of his way before he starts painting, because anything they do on the outside of the building has to be painted to match. So, that's moving on. I am currently working on an RBDG grant application from USDA, which is what pays for all of our marketing and events in town. That's the grant program that we get that from. And it's a beast. It's a 200-page grant application when I send it in. And so they literally announced it the 1st of June. We didn't get the actual application until last week, and it's due the 30th. So we're really pushing to get that done. I sent out letters to all of our businesses in town, because one of the big scoring things for our application is that, what we're asking for money, when it's divided by the number of jobs that it's supporting, has to be below a certain threshold in order for us to get the maximum number of points. So it's important that all those businesses actually give us that letter that says, here's how many employees we have, here's how many we could add if you're super successful over the next 3 years. It's part of the grant application that we have to have. So I've gotten 2 of the businesses have already gotten them back to me. So I'll be hounding everybody next week, because I can't count those jobs unless they give me a letter stating that this is what they have. And I made it super easy for them. I wrote all their letters for them and sent them to them. I put them on their own letterhead even and everything, and said, all you have to do is put it in 2 numbers and sign. So we try to make it as easy as possible. So that is what I'm working on. And then Joel and I have started working on the downtown project, because that's the next big infrastructure thing. And so that project is that water main that connects the 2 reservoirs and then the whole downtown. And we've got preliminary engineering on the downtown portion of streets, sidewalks, stuff like that. What we don't have is the preliminary engineering on the full water line from Pleasant Street all the way up to the North Reservoir. So we're looking into grant possibilities, or at least how are we going to fund that engineering report that's going to be required in order to move forward with that project. We've kind of given up on we're going to be able to get rid of the poles downtown. I don't believe Vermont Electric Co-op is going to work with us on that. There are some things we're going to have to make them do, but they're not going to move the poles out of downtown. So we'll figure out another way to make it look better than what it does, and how to build the sidewalk so that it's not, the pole isn't in the middle of the sidewalk, because that's been our big concern is, those poles are sitting right in the middle of where the sidewalk will be. So we're going to have to shift stuff around and make it work. But I think Joel and I have looked at it enough that we figured out that that's a possibility.
Floating poles aren't an option?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I've actually looked at ways to decorate those poles that are there, so that even if we have to get stuck with them downtown, they don't look so bad.
Paint them like trees.
Well, I told you to plant some vines around the damn thing.
Plant
Yeah, I know
paint
that.
them like a
You're
tree.
gonna get me in trouble.
Poison ivy. No. I'm sure we could do something.
But if we can make
Yeah.
a cell tower look like a tree,
Yeah.
then why can't we make a
But
How
have you
humble
ever
looks
noticed what they do with those? They put those in the most bizarre places. They're not even
Yes.
near a tree. I have
I'm
one
like-
down the road from me here that literally it's in the middle of a field, and it's got like these branches on it. It looks absolutely ridiculous.
You can actually see them in the forest too. You can
Yeah,
pick
you,
them
you
out
can,
anyway.
because
Yeah,
like the tree goes up, it's like this wide, and all of a sudden it just ends.
yeah. Cut off flat top. Oh, hopefully we can do something to make them look a little, like you said, though, anything that we do is going to be 150% better, no matter
is,
what we
it
do.
is.
A mural project, we paint the pole.
Mm.
I've actually looked into like pole wraps and stuff like that, where you actually can get, and we could get those made where they would kind of like be made out of like a vinyl banner, and they would like Velcro onto the pole, and we could change them with the season, kind of like we do with the banners now. I mean, there's ways to do things. I'm creative. I'll come up with something.
Vanishing cream.
Yes, yes. I was in Montreal not too terrible long ago, and I actually saw the one neighborhood up there actually had this art installation on all their power poles that go down the town, and it was pretty cool. They lit up and everything. It was pretty nice. So
Cages on them, plant vegetable gardens in them.
yeah.
So-
And the other thing, so they have to replace the pole behind town hall as part of our electric upgrade for the town hall.
In Pole
And
Park.
that little triangle back there where that sits is actually part of the park. And we have
And
not
we
been
found
doing.
the pins. We found 2 pins.
Yes, we found 2 pins. We have to make that look better back there. It can't stay that big, wide open
No,
gravel patch that it is right now.
it's getting bad because a few people have been knocking on that hydrant back there too. So we got to
Yes,
do
well-
something to box that or.
And
Yeah.
that's just it. We're gonna do some landscaping to it, and we're gonna make it. I talked to Joel about it today because he was the one who was here when they put the park in, with the land and water conservation fund. And we're in the middle right now having to do a reassessment of the park. Have we done everything that's in our agreement with them? And one of the things is that triangle, we're supposed to be doing a better job of taking care of it than we are. And so
I
we're
don't know
gonna
if you
need to
guys
fix
see
that.
this.
Yeah.
Like that red painted spot. I don't know if you guys saw the red painted.
But where did you? Do you
That's-
have a picture? of
that's
how
a
big
pin.
it used to be.
So that's one of the property pins, and the other property pin is right behind that hydrant,
Yeah.
and it goes to the pavement.
Holy cow! How did we lose
It's
all
really
that?
quite big, yeah, and it's supposed to
It's
be
53 feet, 57 feet, 28 feet. Shebang.
But what would you do with that being
So,
surrounded by the road?
well. That's what I talked to Joel about it today. I said, so could we make it a parking area for the park, but delineate it? Actually landscape part of it around the pole and everything to make it look better, but then actually put some real parking spaces. And because people do park there. I mean, they park there to go to the park. That would not be a bad use for it. I really hate to take out parking that we could use for the park, but it needs to look like it's a real delineated parking area, not that we just made the road wider and paved over top of it, which is kind of what it looks like now. So that's not an expensive project. Landscaping is not expensive for the kind of stuff we're going to do there.
To put a fountain in the middle.
Yeah, we can put a
But-
big fountain. There we go.
Put it like one of my thoughts was put like bike parking there.
Yeah, I mean,
Put a fountain
anything.
in the middle.
You want a fountain.
You-
Fountain.
Well, and say one person's ideas was the wayfinding signs go on the telephone pole.
Yeah, whatever happened to that? We talked about that years ago. Remember?
It's part of the
Yes, we did.
downtown.
Oh, that's
project.
still
That is
in the
part of the
making?
downtown project. Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, that'd be a good
Which
idea to
actually
put one
is-
of those down there.
It's one of those things. So if we get the RBDG grant, we're going to hire the economic development position that we put in the budget for this year, but I didn't hire because I didn't know if we would have any funding for them to work with. And so if we're successful with that grant application, we're going to add that position. And I think they should go out and actually seek stuff. There's other money out there that we could get to do the wayfind. There's other little grants, because that's not a huge expensive project, but it's $5,000 or $10,000 that we just don't have sitting in our budget to spend on wayfinding signs. But if we got a grant to pay for it, why wouldn't we? So, but that would be a job that I would give that person, because I just simply don't have time to go chasing little tiny grants like that right now. I have water treatment plants that are going to need $9.6 million in funding. So yeah, no. And God knows what the downtown project's going to cost. I don't even
$5.
I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah. Here you.
So I think that's everything, unless you guys think of anything else you want to ask about. I think that's all my project updates.
Yep, sound like you're busy, so that's sounds great. Anything else, Darren? Anybody else? Everyone else set on the project updates? If so, we will move to our security cameras
Yes.
that we
So
talked about.
yes. Well, you and I talked about it. I haven't talked to anybody else about it, but I
Well, I
talked to you
know, but
about
I
it.
just, yeah, I just,
Um,
when I found out what was going on over at our parks there, that's sad.
It
And like you
is.
said, we can't see what's going on over there. I think that's something we need to address. Work too hard
So-
over there to keep that nice and
Right. And I mean, and the thing is, it's not that we didn't have cameras, but our camera system has just gotten old. And so we lost the camera that looked, because we did have a camera that could see across the park, because I used to use that. I caught several people damaging stuff in the park in the past.
How we got
with
the
it.
last set of damages.
We got that
Yeah,
from we didn't pay for these cameras that we've got now. Those were paid for by the insurance company when the gymnasium got vandalized back in like 2020. That was the year of COVID because we had town meeting day over at the Legion right before COVID. And so that was when we got those cameras, but one got hit by lightning and it was the long distance one that looked at the park. And now we're running into, so we've had two now. We have one that failed completely, doesn't work at all. And we have a second one that is really, really super dark. And so it's not useful anymore. And the cameras that are there are kind of an older style, older technology. So nothing's really compatible. And something that we tried when they installed it, we said we want them to be able to at least hold 2 weeks of recordings before they start to overwrite each other. And they're not. The hard drives aren't big enough. It overwrites itself in 3 or 4 days. So I kind of been looking, we already have the wiring in place, which is a big savings. So now it's basically just buying equipment. We can put it up ourselves. I'm perfectly capable of configuring it and doing all of that. We have the basket that we bought last year, so we can get up there to actually install the cameras. So I'm not real concerned about that. But there's kind of 2 routes we can go. One is, if we can kind of buy a more consumer version, which is the first one that I gave you guys a kind of a quote from Amazon on. And with buying enough cameras to cover everything we cover now and a better NVR with more hard drive space to it, it's somewhere in the $3,500 range, which isn't horrific. But then I started thinking, okay, well that's kind of home kind of stuff. And so I've been looking, okay, well, what's a little more professional level that would probably serve our need longer in the future? And there's only $1,000 price difference between the two. And so Ubiquiti is who I have used for a lot of our networking stuff, and they're kind of one of the major players in security cameras, and so they're not going to go out of business. They're a real well-respected company. I've used their equipment for years, and I've never had a problem with it. And their system is actually way more modular in that I can actually add 4 hard drives into the NVR. And so like the bid that I gave you here, or the quote that I looked up, is about $4,500, but that one actually has 3 8-terabyte hard drives in it, which would give us probably close to 30 days of recording storage. So, and it could hold another one yet. Yeah, go ahead.
Mike, well, go ahead, Heather. Go ahead.
Say, will this include like our bridge or our bridge ones? Good.
No. This is just town hall. This is one building.
How are the ones on our bridge looking?
The bridge needs replaced. The depot needs. We have a lot needs replaced, which we're not going to be able to afford to do all this year.
Right.
Is the one we're removing from the town hall here good enough to replace up onto the bridge? No. Okay, that's all right. Well, there's
the cameras are all dying, and that's the problem with it, is they're just worn out. And so I wouldn't waste our time to put them up because It'll be another, replacement project though. I mean, the wiring's already there, and pretty much any of that wiring, they're all PoE cameras, so they get their power from their connector cable. So it's
So like kind of looking at replacing this building first.
right,
And
right.
the
I
other
did not,
ones
that's
incoming.
and that is a question I was going to ask. If you guys want to pursue doing this one this year and then looking at putting the depot and the bridge in the budget for next year, or would you rather do the bridge this year? Because I could go back and look at pricing for that, but it's going to be it won't be as much for the bridge. The bridge doesn't have that many cameras. Town hall, we've got like 12 cameras, so
I'd
it's a
like to
lot.
see the park before the bridge. From what I understand, there's some raggedy stuff going on there. And while we're on the subject of the cameras, is it feasible to maybe possibly look at wireless to maybe pulling down by the badminton park and stuff like that?
Yes, there is, and I am considering doing that because I can get one that would be solar powered. Although we have power at the pole out there, so we really wouldn't have to.
Yeah,
be
and say
solar
there is
powered,
power
but-
down
There
there.
is. We
Yeah,
could
this
run
is the lights.
But how
The
would we
lights.
run our wire to it?
Well, we wouldn't need to run a wire then
Have a hard
because
drive.
I could do a wireless. I could set up one of
Oh.
our, like we're connecting the fire station to town hall and the
Okay,
welcome center
got
to
it.
town hall. We could actually connect the park to town hall the same way. So it's very much doable.
We all need those magnetic field protective stones with us
Yeah.
at all
yes.
times.
It's none of the technology we use is any more dangerous than your laptop, your telephone, or anything else. But
Mike, I'm
Yeah.
being sarcastic.
I know. Oh, I know. No, but I just want to state for the
You're
record,
scared the
we're not
shit out of
using
me.
anything.
I know. Yeah. Well, I do. Like I said, I think the park, hopefully that's getting better over there, but it's a shame to have the recreation work so hard over there and then have this happening. And like you say, after 12 or 15 hours, it's all gone. You got no proof of nothing what's
Right.
going on.
And we
Hard
do
rock.
have a little bit of money in the budget, but we don't have enough for these. So I will have to see where I can pull it from some other maintenance line item because we only put, I think, 1,000 or 1,200 for security this year. And I think a good chunk of that's going to be eaten up by the locking system has an annual fee on it. So, but when we're doing next year's budget, we'll certainly include upgrading the other two buildings. And I had to figure out what's up with the cameras at the garage because nobody can connect to those for some reason. You can't log into them to view it. And that changed a while ago when we had a previous road crew. I think they tried to like keep us from being able to look at what was going on down there because I used to be able to get on all the cameras in town because anytime something happened, the sheriff would call me and say, "Can you pull video footage from this area of town?" And I could pull it down and just send it to him. And all of a sudden the garage disappeared. I couldn't access it anymore. And the only cameras we have that are really good, that are still working really well, are the ones at the fire station. The ones at the depot, that one is really bad storage-wise. It's because we have a camera that looks at the intersection. It records so much data that it overwrites itself in basically 28 hours. So
I forgot that
really-
one runs there all the time.
all the time. Yeah, it's not like because they only record, they keep the recording of the areas that, when there's motion, but that one is so much motion
Always
in there
motion.
that it's always, yeah.
So, Mike, let me ask you, what's your feelings towards this as far as getting probably one of these projects done this year? I mean, do you think there's a possibility we can find some money elsewhere? Or
I think we can. I think we can. I might hold off doing it until maybe in like August or September because we'll see if anything else major comes up, but then I'll be able to look at, okay, the town hall maintenance budget. Are we good? Last year we had to buy a hot water tank and we had to do lots of other things, which hopefully we won't have to do this year. So we fixed all the major expenses, but you never know. The roof is always a concern. And, I kind of don't like to spend our budget until we make sure that we're going to be okay getting through it. But I'm up there. I've got a couple different trips up there in September and October. So it'll be a good time of year that Bruce and I could get them all installed. And actually,
Nice.
Teresa will probably like it because I think we can put something that won't make so much noise in your office. That fan that runs in there drives me up a wall.
Is it that loud, Teresa?
I don't know.
Oh, you're used to it.
I'm
It,
used to
it doesn't bother her. I was like, I would want to be in this office just for that fan running all the time. It would drive me crazy.
We'll work on that then. Perfect.
So, yes. But yeah, so that's where we are with the cameras. And if you guys are good, I would recommend we just go with the better commercial
Yes.
level.
I agree.
I for $1,000 difference. I mean, the other system is not bad. I mean, that's what we have that other system at the Welcome Center, but the Welcome Center has very little traffic, and so it's fine for it. But for Town Hall, where there's a lot of traffic, we need cameras that can see far distances. I think I'd rather have a little bit more modular, a little bit more heavy duty equipment.
You only get what you pay for. So yeah, that's a no brainer. I think. Look at that.
Yeah, they got to be clear, and
Right,
Focus
right.
in.
yeah. So I agree with the extra.
Okay. I'll put together a real, because the one I gave you is just kind of a rough estimate. I'll see what cameras we really want, because they have, when you go on their site and you look at the cameras, they have like 800 different ones to choose from. So it's like, okay, well, what do we really need for each particular spot in Town Hall? And I don't know if the ones in the gymnasium and the one in the hallway up there upstairs, if we can reuse those or not. We might be able to, which would save a couple $100, because they
Right.
might work with this system.
You can start looking at those anytime you want. Okay, I did,
Yeah,
Mike.
I've got nothing. Yeah,
Thank you
that's
very
all I-
much for your input on those. We'll take a peek at this stuff. Thank you. Pay orders, please.
I think this is the shortest pay
That
order
I-
I have ever seen. Have you ever seen one that short?
And look at this one. What do you mean we ain't got no money? Oh, God.
She's been hoarding it. She ain't spending it.
Wow.
Oh, don't worry. We've got Nick is buying sand and salt and all kinds of stuff.
That's-
So there'll be lots of
I
it
know.
coming.
Go ahead and.
I'll sell.
Oh, when you can, okay, yeah. Absolutely. And that is because that's going to be a hangout up there, isn't it?
You have no idea.
Well, I think you told, I thought I heard you say something about that at one time. No, that's a nice little hideout for all our,
Oh, ruffians.
yeah. No, a good idea.
All our friends.
Ruffians.
Yeah, all our friends.
I call
Oh, Bill's passing.
Listen, you just saw it.
Oh, you already signed that one.
hoodlums.
That's why I didn't pass it to you.
It's getting excited.
All right, you can sign this.
That one isn't that much bigger.
No, it's actually really, how'd you get away with this, Teresa?
Don't
Just
worry, she'll
you
make up
getting
for it
paid
next
bills.
month.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's wait until the first of the month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's nice to get a breather once in a while. Good job.
I was sending her invoices today. They were coming in the email and like, oh, look,
Yeah.
here we go. Here's more. Here's more.
Yeah.
Thank you for leaving that till next meeting. That's great. Oh, my God. Well, that's really good.
So notice that thing on the bottom? Yeah, I just got those. Yesterday. For a downtown project.
Mm-hmm.
We don't usually get any more copies of the previous meetings.
Oh, sometimes I.
But we don't have to because we all read it on.
Email. Yeah, because I email them to
Yeah,
you.
we see them out there. So if we did, we ought to
Yeah.
be big enough to bring it to the meeting. Okay, Teresa? Yeah, I just,
Oh,
So
if
that
you
was
want me to, I can
2:30.
add them to your
No.
packet. I never remember to do it.
no, I don't believe it's
Forgotten about
necessary. We all read it. So
I forget to print them
I-
out
well,
because I
you
know
know-
I send them to you.
it's not. We read it.
Okay.
We should all know what's going on. So, no,
Okay.
I just,
If
Yeah,
you ever
I
want
see
me
it.
to add them, I can, when I make your packet, I can certainly go download it and add it. I always,
I don't
I'll
believe.
read them by email.
Yep,
If I
exactly.
had issues, I'd go back to you on that on those days.
And that being said, we'll move it on to, could I get a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting if everybody has read them and is satisfied?
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes to the previous meeting.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Passed. Thank you. And an executive session scheduled. I didn't see any, no.
Got nothing. I always leave it on there in case we have something
Yeah,
came up, but nothing
absolutely.
came up.
We thank you. Other business? Nothing. Mike,
Nothing.
I just wanted to clarify, I want to thank you for talking, but you did talk with our road crew about the stump dump, correct? We're all good there?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. They were going to meet with JP. They were going to
Yeah.
call JP direct and get
Thank
that.
you. As
squared
long
out,
as that,
so.
because he's gonna mow up there too, I guess, and that's gonna be really good that can get done. Keep them
Yeah.
happy up there. It's a
Yeah.
lonely job up there. When I
Oh
went
my
up
God,
there-
you know
No.
what? If the bugs are as bad there as they are when I bike down the road, you could
Oh.
not.
Oh,
Nope. Given
Yeah,
given how
terrible.
much I swell up from bug bites.
they got him a little
Oh.
building with a door on it, so I guess you can fight them off a little bit, but yeah, that's great.
They're terrible up there.
Yes, yeah. No, that's all set there. There's no issues
Great.
there. I talked to JP yesterday, I think, and I talked to Nick, and I gave Nick JP's number. I said just call him, and they'll get together and figure out what JP
I
wants.
hope he brings a thermocell with himself out there. Because those things work.
Well,
Yeah.
he works the greeter station too, so that's also kind of you're sitting there all by yourself.
Got a lot
No,
of
a
somebody
space.
comes
thermocell
up.
keeps the bugs away. It gives you like a force field of bugs for bugs.
I'm gonna need
Oh.
that. You need to get rid of those things. Oh, that was the other. I should let you know they are coming to deal with the geese very soon.
They don't seem to be as bad this year.
Of course,
I don't
not.
think, are they? I mean, I usually have them in my backyard.
I almost got attacked by the little.
Well, I mean, I can remember the town beach having like 50 or 60 of them on there, but I mean, maybe I'm not there at the right time.
There's a couple aggressive ones.
Yeah.
They tried to get me when I went to go get pickleball.
Oh, yeah. They don't want you touching their toys. Yeah. Well, the
Well,
babies are
I
getting
got
big
the
enough.
call
there,
from
Rubber ducky.
USDA. They're coming to deal with the geese for us in the state park. Both the state park's the lead on that. They just asked if we were still interested in them taking care of our goose problems too, and I said absolutely.
but I'm glad they're rehoming them.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's great. Has anybody got any other business?
Nope.
Phil, you all set? Tracy, good? Mike, you're all good?
I think so. Don't forget we have the hike this weekend for Green Mountain Club is doing Island Pond Trails Day. Is that the right
Anybody's
name of it?
welcome to come with me. We're going up Bluff again.
Isn't that supposed to be the roughest trail of the bunch?
Oh heck no! I got the easy trail.
Well, that bluff is?
I got the easy one. John Freedom's taking the 11.5 mile one, and why can't I remember his name? Luke O'Brien is doing 8 miles. I've only got 5 miles.
Yeah, but that's all uphill. It's uphill.
Well, they're
both
all
ways.
uphill.
Oh, this one's both
Hiking.
ways.
It is. It's uphill both ways. If it's not raining,
Yeah.
we're going up the ladder. If it's raining, we're not going up the ladder.
Okay.
But it'll
And
be a
then
blast.
The weekend of the 27th, we've got the Horsepower Hustle, which is a foot race in town. We have Market Day. We have the car show that Saturday. And then Saturday evening, if you want to go to the Legion, you can do karaoke with Heather and I, and Tim is coming up, and we're running karaoke at the American Legion.
I really
All
hope
based
people,
on a car theme. So
the Horsepower Hustle, I really hope people come out for. There is a 1/2 mile loop, a mile loop, a 1.5 mile loop, and the full 5K. All of which, after our last 5K, where I got screamed at because there were all the hills in town, we have no hills on this one.
Well, I'll go on that one.
This one's the flat 5K.
I've had enough time getting up around the back 40 these days. Oh.
What else do I got going
and
on?
then
I
oh
should
yeah, you
probably
have the
get-
kid stuff. Yes, you should do the
Yeah,
Brighton Rec, the kid stuff.
Monday and Tuesday. Monday we have Ancient Ames, which is atlatl, axe throwing, and archery on the town beach.
That is
And then
strong.
Tuesday is canoeing and island crafts. And what else do I have going? Mondays we hike. Thursdays we paddle. Fridays we play pickleball, and Saturdays we bike.
You guys are super busy. I mean, I see this stuff on Facebook a lot. All these things are, and even it looks like Labor Day's packed with a bunch of good
Oh, that's
things.
Pondathon.
That-
Well, we got Pondathon, but then Labor Day we've got concerts all 3 nights.
some of these
and-
people that are coming down the pond is going to be almost as nice as the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Some-
Yeah,
No,
we
Labor
got-
Day weekend's pretty happening.
Yeah, that's
Labor Day
really,
weekend's a happening
that's a
show.
lot of good work going on here for
And
everybody.
yeah, when we got 4th of July is coming, and so that's actually 3 days. We have 3 nights of concerts. We got Jamie Lee Thurston on Friday, Rock On Saturday, and Beautiful Wreck on Sunday. The parade is Saturday morning. The Legion barbecue is on Saturday. Then Human Foosball is after that on Saturday. Sunday morning we have a church service in the park. We have the cardboard boat race.
Boat race.
I
I
was
keep
calling it a
calling
sled
it
race.
something else.
That ought to be funny.
And then actually I've been talking with I think he's Army, trying to think he's military. I think he's Army recruiter, is going to be in town one of the days of the week. And I don't know which day he's coming yet, but he's going to do some kind of an event as part of our stuff in town.
I got to
So-
email him back because I forgot to do that.
I emailed him yesterday because he had sent me an email asking, or actually somebody else did, and then I remembered him. So-
Sorry about that. That's a brain
and
cramp.
this coming Friday night,
Smoking something
Smoking
has.
Something Barbecue is booked a band, which is actually going to be in the park under the pavilion. Because Visit Island Pond is helping to co-sponsor that so that it can be in the park, because Visit Island Ponds carries the insurance and the music licensing, so it can be in
That's
the park.
actually going to be nice. That's so
So
nice to see that being used. It's awesome.
And we're all going to get rid of the rain.
Yes.
get rid
Let
of
it
the
go.
rain, get rid of the rain, and get rid of the bugs. I don't want those either because they eat me alive. Thanks, but no thanks.
We'll drown them. Yeah, after these 3 or 4 days here, hopefully we cross our
And
fingers.
then
Hopefully,
let's see, Monday morning, the Land Use Review Board from the state is coming to town because they're doing a tour around the Northeast Kingdom for the new land use maps for the region. And Island Pond, Brighton was picked as one of their stops that they want to visit. So they are picking Joel and I up at Town Hall on Monday morning with a bus to go around the lake, and then they drop us back off. Joel said they're not coming to Town Hall. They're going to pick us up there. He said, "Do we stand up with our thumb out like this?"
Make sure they don't drive through the park triangle.
So we're doing that tour in the morning. Then in the afternoon, I'll be going to Lindenville for their actual public hearing down there. After they've toured all the towns, they're going back, and it's at the Lindenville Town Hall. So I'm going to that, and then Tuesday next week I'm attending the Northeast Kingdom Marketing something. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but it's it's run by the NEK Chamber. And they are the ones who took over the website for the Get Naked stuff, which they've actually changed all that marketing. And so they're looking to rebrand all of that. And so they actually they have a meeting with all of the Northeast Kingdom chambers and everything, and the towns are going. And that's in St. Jay. So I'll be at that on Tuesday next week.
sounds like everybody's busy.
We don't have a thing to do, Mike. Not a thing.
My God. Yeah, I thought I was busy at the food shop, but I'll tell you, you guys are really super busy, and it's
Oh, and
It's
Teresa
really
and I have
nice to-
interviews.
nice
Teresa
to
and
see
I have
all this
interviews
stuff.
scheduled next week for the finance position as well.
Correct.
Yay!
Perfect. The
Good.
pressure off everybody, hopefully. That'll be nice.
That'll help
And
Teresa
we're
out
going to,
tremendously.
Julie and I are going to training on
Right. You don't,
Wednesday.
you're going to be able to
Yes.
make that? that the-
Thursday's the interviews.
Oh, I thought,
Yeah, Wednesday, Julie and I are going training for elections in
okay.
Burke.
All right. You're busy.
Oh, yeah.
Teresa doesn't do anything.
No, nobody does anything around here.
Yeah.
You're gonna be busy too, Mike.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, that's good.
We
All
need to
right.
find some Teresa. I think we need to find some work for the chair to do. I think we need to find some chair work.
Oh, I got something for him. But, the 23rd of July, he's gonna be around, we're meeting with, people from, Mary, Food Bank.
We got a nice letter from the governor.
I heard.
That was really pretty impressive. They're really impressed downstairs. It was really nice to.
Yeah, I'm gonna email it to you, Mike, so if you
I'll
can
be there
use it.
Monday, so I'll just see you Monday. I can get it from you then.
Yeah. Well, and I'll make you a copy, because if you can use it for something to get some money, go ahead and use it.
Well, it's all.
You got my permission. My name's on it, so.
All right, let's, is everybody happy? Any other business?
No,
No?
no,
Bill, no? Teresa, I know, no.
I'm
Mike,
not doing
we're
this.
all set? Then
We're all
I'm-
set.
All right, then I'm looking for a motion, please, to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second it.
All in favor?
I.
Pass. Thank you, everyone. All in favor, we say aye, pass. Let's get her.